As a part of service, Object Automation frequently arranges free technology update session to all the students, faculties, and employees of the companies partnered with us. We set up this program on every third Tuesday of a month at 11 a.m. where we bring in speakers from various organizations and they help us gain information on the recent technological development updates. In this video, Mrs. K.R. Akilandeshwari, technical savvy from Bahrain, presented a session on the applications of Python.
So, today, Mrs. K.R. Akilandeshwari will be presenting on the Python applications, the applications of Python. So, the session is over to you, ma'am. You can take over the session.
Okay, thank you, Vinay. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Akilandeshwari with you. Today, this section, I am going to give a brief about applications of Python. First of all, I want to thank Object Automation for giving this opportunity and thank Mr. Ganesh sir. I'm happy to be part of Object Automation. And moving on to the topic, first I will give a brief introduction about Python. So as you all know, it is a general purpose programming language which can be used for almost anything, like to develop web pages, machine learning, or any sort of simple application. Python has you covered. So with the rise of machine learning and artificial intelligence, Python come into spotlight as it makes the code very easy to write and it is efficient. And formally saying, Python is a high-level, general-purpose, high-level interpreted language with easy syntax and dynamic semantics. So interpreted language, which means it derives components from the natural language. So regarding the high level, and interpreted means the code is compiled line by line, which makes debugging almost easy and efficient. And this is all about the Python, and Python is used by big industries like Google. The world's most famous search engine is driven by Python. Google uses Python as the most important language, and also the YouTube, Dropbox. As you know, Dropbox is a file hosting service that allows file storage, synchronization, cloud, etc. This runs in Python. So moving on to the next topic. So why Python is popular? So why Python is popular? So I'm going to tell about why Python is popular. It's easy. So it's an open source. Python is an open source application which is accessible by anyone, and it is free. So the same meaning it goes. And we can make almost all kind of applications using Python, like GUI application, mobile apps, server-side coding, machine learning algorithms, artificial intelligence. Python has the way to do it. So that is the reason which is most popular. And the main thing about the Python is that compared to the C, C++, and the other languages, Python uses indentation, which is a unique feature of the Python compared to the other thing which uses like braces. So it is a distinctive feature of Python. And using Python, we can make the codes very shorter. So these are all the very important factors, and even a beginner can learn a Python and they can do programming if they want to go into the field of programming. So the Python will be the best option to choose. So that is why it is a popular. And mostly it has an libraries. It has an inbuilt libraries which is vast and which is very useful for a programmer to make his code efficient and it's very easy actually. And one more important feature of a Python is also the comment, which is we can give the comments, and if the person comment is mentioned after the asterisk. And when the other person, even though if we do some codes and the other person comes, they can be able to know so what has been done. And so this is all the reasons why Python is popular. So for all the language, the feature defines the how important the languages. So these are all the basic feature which makes Python a popular languages among the other language. So, and the next, moving on to the applications of Python, as I said, I'm going to discuss about the applications of Python today. So I've just picked some of the applications of Python. There are so many applications, but I picked a few to discuss here in this session. And the first and the foremost thing is web development. As you can see in this slide, Python can be used to make web application at a rapid rate because of the Python web development frameworks. So this is about the web development. So Python is widely used in web development. It makes use of simple code to build a beautiful and functional websites. Am I audible, everyone? Hello? Okay, thank you. So having spoken about the framework, let us understand why the framework is important in web development. Okay, so framework makes it very easy to reuse the codes, and the most important framework which is used in Python is Django and the Flask. These are all there are so many things, but these two have a major role to play in the uh, web development field. So framework make it easy, very much easy to reuse the codes, mapping URLs to Python code, as you can see in the slide, dealing with databases, generating HTML files. So these are the main thing about the web framework and web development. So Python is used in this. And moving on to the next topic, the next application is machine learning and artificial intelligence. First, I want to tell some examples of artificial intelligence. So examples of artificial intelligence is like Google Map, ride-hailing applications, face deduction, recognition, text editors, and autocorrect. So day-to-day life, we face so many. We use this artificial intelligence nowadays, actually. And technically speaking, AI, artificial intelligence, is a technique which enables machine to mimic human behavior. And about the machine learning, as you can see in this slide, machine learning, it is a subset of artificial intelligence which uses statistical methods to enable machines to improve with experience. And the other subset of the machine learning is deep learning, a subset of machine learning which makes the computation of multi-layer neural network feasible. So these are all about the machine learning and artificial intelligence. So due to this pandemic and everything is becoming automation. Every kind of industries is into artificial intelligence. So the industries are moving into this recent times. Uh, this is all about the artificial intelligence and machine learning. So many models are built using Python, and data analysts use it actually. And moving on to the next slide, actually, I come across this news recently, 2 3 days back. So just I want to share about this to you all people. I think you would have seen, but just I want to share it. It's Google, and they've said about they've used this artificial intelligence and machine learning breakthroughs has been explained. The most interesting thing in this actually is what I was seeing is the immersive Google Maps. So which is very interesting that so we can be able to know that this is used in our day-to-day life. So it is having a big impact in our life. And see, you can see this immersive Google Maps. It is about Google announced a more immersive ways to use this Maps app using computer vision and AI. The company has fused together billions of street views and aerial images, which can help us to see the stay with places, and we can see even any kind of places where we can have a glimpse about it. They're going to launch in few cities in this year. They've mentioned they have so many things like AI test kitchen, pathway language. These are all supported by this artificial intelligence and machine learning. They are the Google is not only doing research in this artificial intelligence, they are also developing so many products using this, and they've introduced some 24 languages, new languages in Google Translate. So these are all in the back end. This artificial intelligence and machine learnings are used in the backup. This is new to me actually. I'm just learning this. So these are all has been used in which we are learning, which I'm learning now. No, so using this, they are just moving, just developing it. So this is about this slide. And then moving on to the third one, I'm going to discuss about data science and data visualization. So first of all, data. Data is very important for any kind of business, any kind of companies. With the data only, we can be able to know what is our business. First, we have to collect the information about the data. If we want to know about what is our purchase rate, what is our sales, any kind of domain. If you see, data is very important. So collection of data and maintaining the data and analyzing the data is very important for the growth of a company. And with this data only, we can be able to know how our business is moving and how we are getting profit, and everything can be analyzed using this data only. So Python, it is also used in data science and data visualization. As you can see in this slide, data science is a blend of various tools, algorithms, and machine learning principles with the goal to discover hidden patterns from the raw data. That's what. So we have to collect the data, we have to analyze it. This is done by the data analyst. So using Python, there are so many libraries. As you can see in this slide, it is NumPy, Matplotlib, Scikit-learn, Seaborn, Pandas. So these are all the libraries which is used to do data science and data visualization using Python. And as you can see, I've just mentioned what is each libraries is used for. So you can see the first one is Pandas, which is used for data manipulation and analysis. And as you can see, the next is NumPy and SciPy for mathematics. As you can see in the name itself, NumPy, it's numbers. So it deals with numbers. NumPy and SciPy for mathematical computation. And the third one is Seaborn and Matplotlib for visualization. That is like images. It is used for some image processing, that kind of purpose it is used. And moving on to the fourth one, it is Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, Keras for algorithms. So these are all the main libraries, and this adds an good feature of Python. NumPy and Pandas, it's widely used for this kind of things. And moving on to the next topic, it's desktop GUI. So GUI basically is a graphical user interface. Um, so actually, I want to just say about graphical. So GUI is one that is designed using graphical features such as windows, menus, dialog box, and features that make the application easy to use. So there are so many graphical users interface like Windows, Android. These are all the GUI, which makes the user to use it easily. So as you can see in this slide, GUI is nothing but a desktop application which helps you to interact with the computers. They are used to perform different tasks in the desktop, laptops, and other electronic device. So Python is also useful for making the desktop GUI, and mostly Kinter is the most commonly used method. There are different kinds of method by which we can develop desktop GUI in Python, but most commonly used is the Kinter, which is the most commonly used is Kinter, and which is the fastest and the easiest way to create the GUI application. And there are others also, Kiwi and TinderQt, PySide, and everything. So this is one of the application of Python. So I think I'm clear, and moving on to the next one, it is web scraping application. So the Python is also used for web scraping. Web scraping, as you can see here, is an automated method used to extract large amounts of data from websites. So it is extracting the data, and the data which in the website are usually unstructured. So collect this unstructured data and store it in a structured form. So for this, we have some libraries through which we can do the web scraping applications also. And moving on to the next slide, and the uses of web scraping, and this includes like research data, search engines, social media. For this kind of purpose, web scraping is used, and for this, Python is being used. So this is all about the web scraping. And moving on to the next usage of Python is business application. So many business application, usually the business application is like the application which is used for the companies. You can see here like e-commerce, ERP is like Tally, that kind of things. So these are all developed. This kind of things are also developed by Python. Python features like scalability, extensibility, and readability makes it best choice for Python applications. The these two uses the Python, there is Odoo and Triton, use the Python is being used to develop these two business applications. So there are so many, we can see the almost in all domain, we can be able to see Python is being used. So we'll just move on to the next application of Python. It's like game development. One of the most interesting application of Python programming language is to build games like egg catcher, snake game, etc. So Python comes with packages like Pygame and PyKaira to build awesome games. So they are using this kind of libraries. And Pygame is used for creating multimedia application. It is an open source library, and there are other like Kaira, PyOpenGI, Panda 3D, etc. also saves great in creating this game development. And it is also used for scripting in many game engines. And I want to just tell you some of the games which has been built using Python is like Battlefield 2, World of Tanks, Toontown Online, Civilization 4. These are the games which has been developed using Python. So yes, Python is into everything. So moving on to the next and the last thing, I'm just doing a very short session. This is audio and video application. So Python is used, we can use Python to build audio and video player application also. All these apps built using, as you can see in this slide, built using Python show better performance. There are some examples include C Play and Time Player, which is very good compared to the other audio video applications. So this is used in audio video application also. And moving on to the end, Python is mainly used in YouTube and even in Netflix also. You can see that recommendation system, right? So this is used, this is made using Python. So it plays a very important role in this also. This is deals with the recommendation system, which use that kind of method and uses for this Netflix. And Python is also used for educational purpose. That is, as I earlier told, anyone can learn a Python. Even a beginner can learn a Python as a language. So if they want to start with programming, so this is all about today's session. I've just jotted out some of there are so many applications through which Python can be used. I just jotted out some of the main important and the main thing. So I think I'm very clear and I was audible to everyone. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for spending your time. And I'm very happy to be this. And After a long time, I'm just presenting. I hope I did my level best. I hope.
Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you so much for the time. Actually, it was a wonderful presentation.
Okay, thank
Um,
you. I did my level best. I don't know.
no, it was really great. So
Okay.
actually, yes, team, any queries? Any queries from your side?
No, I don't understand what.
No, I'm asking you to team any queries from their side, any doubts or yeah. So I think there are no queries from, but ma'am, I'm having a doubt. Like
Okay.
you were talking about web scraping on social media.
Okay.
Like, how do you think like web scraping will be useful in social media? Like, how does it like improves the work in social media?
Improves the work in social media. Um oh, like what I can how I can explain it. So I'm blank
Because
actually.
we are,
Ah,
yeah, because
ah,
we are like working on social media like regularly. And
mm-hmm.
just on like a personal interest, I wanted to ask about this, like how we
Okay.
can implement web scraping, how we can do this in social
Okay.
media. Because we know like web scraping is something like it's a process of using social media like to gather data automatically. So that's
Automatically
the use
respond.
of web scraping. But how
Okay.
can we do that? Like we need some assistance for that. So yeah, so that was my query.
Okay, Vinay. But I don't have much detail about that. Sure, I can help you out in the later session. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
sure,
sure. I'll do that.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
excuse me, Vinay, excuse me.
okay. Anyone you if you know, you can just share me. I can also learn from that.
Sure,
Vinay,
ma'am.
am I audible, Vinay?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Actually, web scraping is not related to social media development. It is like it's a kind of data acquisition. Okay, if I want to get a data for some problem statement, if
Okay.
the data is not available, and if I can get those data through website, means I can go with web scraping.
Okay. So we can grab it. We can just pull out
Yeah, yes.
the informations. Okay.
For
Okay,
kind of
okay.
NLP projects and all, web
Uh,
scraping is the most useful technique.
okay. Okay, madam. Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, got it. So, so
Yes.
team, any other queries from your side? So yes, ma'am. I think that's all from like for
Okay.
today. So,
Okay.
okay, we'll meet in the next technology update. So until then,
Okay.
thanks for the time. Thanks for the
Okay.
presentation.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
team. Thank you,
Thank you,
team. Thank you.
everyone. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
To get ancient updates, follow us on our social media pages.